And hello everybody and welcome back to another video. And normally I make video game videos, just have fun in there, mostly Minecraft. But today we are going to be talking about the two NFL championship games that are happening this this weekend, in fact. We're going to be breaking down both the NFC and AFC. We are going to be making game predictions, and we are also going to be talking about the keys to victory for either team. I hope that you stick around. I got a great video coming up for you guys, and hopefully it gets you the information you need. Electrify with you. Starting off with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. The big story of this game is for the Chiefs. This week, they are possibly going to have to start backup QB Chad Henne. Henne has been in the league for 13 years, and one can only assume he knows quite a bit about reading defenses. Against the Browns, Henne went 6 of 8 for 66 yards and an ugly interception. But besides that, Henne looked smart with the football and was throwing some nice passes to the Chiefs' talented wide receiver core. As for the news on Patrick Mahomes, he's been spotted these last couple of days in non-contact practice, as well as team warm-ups by local Kansas City news stations. He looked like he was doing pretty well. Reporters say Mahomes has been trending in the right direction. While Mahomes' status still remains questionable, it is looking more like the former Super Bowl MVP will be able to clear concussion protocol just in time to play the Bills and KC with 17,000 faithful Chiefs Kingdom fans. Maybe a bit more. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Although it is important to note that if Mahomes does indeed play, he will not be 100% with that turf toe that he also sustained last week. Last week, the Chiefs had 483 yards of offense, 315 in the air, and 123 on the ground in their 22-17 victory over the Cleveland Browns. Some may consider this a bad week on the Chiefs standards, but it was pretty good considering Mahomes was not healthy with turf toe and a concussion. Tyrann Mathieu had a big pick for the Chiefs and has reemerged as one of the better safeties in the NFL. He is the captain of this Chiefs defense, and the Chiefs couldn't be happier about it. Andy Reid has said in many press conferences how Mathieu is a great player and a team leader. His leadership definitely showed last week. The Chiefs' defense were the heroes of this game, and they looked extremely stout compared to years past. I mean, really, they have all year. They only allowed 308 total yards from the Browns, came away with a pick, and only let up 17 points against a Browns offense which had been firing on all cylinders by the end of the season, and with the only concern being the lack of pressures by the D-line, who only got a single sack. With the Chiefs' defense playing like that, they could keep most NFL offenses in striking range to take any game. The Bills, on the other hand, are the away team in this game, and also the underdogs. However, with how complete the Bills have looked these past few months, nobody would be at all shocked if the Bills stole this one. Notable injuries for the Bills include Tyler Bass, who is their kicker, wide receiver Cole Beasley, and the most notable, Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs, even though he is not 100%, seems likely to be active this Sunday against the Chiefs, as well as Cole Beasley and Tyler Bass. Even though the Bills are not at 100%, it does seem like they'll be able to play their normal players without having to limit snaps. Speaking of Stephon Diggs, he was one of the biggest surprise players, not only for the Buffalo Bills, but for the entire NFL. The Bills obtained Diggs in a blockbuster trade from the Vikings this offseason. Who knew? Diggs just had to get out of Minnesota before he became a superstar wide receiver. Sorry, Packer fan coming out. Diggs led the NFL regular season with receptions and reception yards by wide receivers, yet somehow Diggs isn't the one causing all the buzz on this Bills offense. The bright spot has been Josh Allen. The young quarterback in his third year has blossomed into a premier quarterback. Allen has completed 69% of his passes, 7th highest rate in the league, and he's averaging 8 yards per attempt, which is the 10th best, and sits no lower than 10th among passers in completions, passing yards, touchdowns, carries, and rushing yardage. In years past, Allen has been a suspect QB, recklessly at times making costly mistakes. But this year, Allen has looked like a smart passer and an efficient one. His rushing abilities are among top 3 in quarterbacks in the NFL right now. And he doesn't run recklessly like certain quarterbacks such as Lamar Jackson. He makes smart runs and is a dangerous force when he decides to go out of the pocket. He's got a big body, which you always love to see from your franchise quarterbacks. The Bills' defense looked stout all season, and it certainly showed last week. They held this dynamic Baltimore Ravens offense to 372 yards, which may seem like a lot, but they came through when they needed to. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens' lethal run game was unable to get into the red zone the entire game, which is no easy feat on the Bills' part. Justin Tucker did help them out by missing 2 or 3 field goals, which worked in the Bills' favor. Very rare for Tucker. But the play of the game was the one that ended it. Bills safety Tyron Johnson came away with a perfectly read 101-yard interception return for a touchdown. This Bills defense has been consistent all year, and I cannot wait to see how they plan to game plan for the Chiefs this Sunday. Now, these two teams have met already this year. Last time they met, it was in Buffalo, and the Bills got absolutely steamrolled by the Chiefs. However, the Chiefs have had injuries and difficulties since the month of December. The Bills are playing some of the best football their franchise has seen since the days of quarterback Jim Kelly. Mahomes' status makes a difference, but it would be foolish to assume Andy Reid won't come in with a stellar game plan with or without Mahomes. For me, the key to victory for either team will come on the Bills' offensive side of the football. If the Chiefs can defend the deadly Bills' air attack and force the Bills to run the ball, I believe they'll come away with the win. You see, the Bills' run game, it's non-existent. It leaves a lot to be desired. If the Bills can keep up their success in the passing game, though, and hold the Chiefs to under 20 points, I believe that the Bills will be victorious. As for my personal pick, Andy Reid is one of the all-time great coaches. He has been to this game the last 3 years. Can you believe that? 3 years straight, the Chiefs have been in the AFC Championship. Again, with the 17,000 Chiefs faithful in the stands, the Bills have their work cut out for them. They really have their hands full. I won't be surprised if the Bills win, and I would be really happy for Bills Mafia if they came away with the win here. But I can almost never pick against the Chiefs. I unfortunately expect Kansas City in the Super Bowl. Fingers crossed, Bills Mafia. Fingers crossed. We'll see how many tables are broken after this game. And if there are no tables broken, it's probably been a sad day for Bills Mafia. But we'll see what happens. Now, on to the NFC Championship game. This game is yet another matchup between two teams who met earlier this year. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Green Bay to face the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers are the home team, and 8,000 cheeseheads will be allowed into Lambeau Field to watch the Packers play this Sunday. Many are making a big deal about the weather in Green Bay. It is expected to be 28 degrees with very light snow. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur was asked about what the environment of Lambeau Field meant to the team's success in a press interview this week. LaFleur acknowledged the Packers love having the identity of being a snow team, and it will certainly make a difference against a team coming from sunny Florida. But LaFleur said the bottom line is that the Packers have to come out playing their best football, and I could not agree more. If we're talking about playing their best football, the Packers have been nothing short of this on offense. Aaron Rodgers is without a doubt winning the MVP race this season, and when an MVP race is this lopsided, you know a player has been playing at a high level. Davante Adams has had another outstanding season, recording 115 catches for 1,300 yards. Oh yeah, and I mentioned that Adams was out for 3 or 4 games with an injury. And with Allen Lazard, MVS, and tight end Rob Tonyan serving as nice complements to Adams, this Packers air game is a nightmare for defenses. Oh, did you think the dominance ended there? No. The Packers have a running back by committee, with Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, and A.J. Dillon serving as the grand counselors. Each back has unique skill sets, and defenses must game plan for each and every one of them in different situations. But the unsung heroes of the Packers' offense this season have been the offensive line. They have been able to give Rodgers a clean pocket despite various injuries and have allowed only 21 sacks over 17 games. This offense has been the definition of a perfect offense. To put a picture in your head, the Packers offense got 500 yards and a 2021 playoff high 32 points last week against the Rams. The Rams have been ranked the best defense all season. The Cheesehead defense has seemed to take a step down from last season to the naked eye. However, this is not the case. Our defense has forced far more punts than last season and keeps the Packers in games whenever our offense rarely stalls out. Their goal line defense has surprised many this season, as it just keeps getting better. Our defense forced a fumble on the Packers' 1 yard line last week, when most teams would have simply just given up hope. The Packers team, in my opinion, is the most well-rounded team remaining in the playoffs. And that's not just because I have an Aaron Rodgers and Ryan Grant jersey hanging up in my closet. 2 of the Packers' 3 losses weren't really over until the final seconds. But what if I told you the Packers got blown out 38-10 in Week 6? Who could have made such an accomplishment? Well, my friends, it was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Packers took a quick 10-0 lead. But once Aaron Rodgers made the worst touchdown celebration we've ever seen, we knew it was all over. The Bucs defense dialed it up. Their defense played choking defense with tight coverage and not letting Rodgers stand in the pocket. Rodgers threw a costly pick 6 because of this, and then another pick. It was sad. The Bucs forced the Packers to get away from their run game early. The Bucs offense toasted the Packers secondary, and running back Ronald Jones ran the ball up the Packers' throats. The Bucs have had many rough games since then, but they have remained a threat in the pass game. Their defense has had a really good season, showcasing 2 Pro Bowl linebackers in Levante David and Devin White. The Bucs and Packers both won every game they played in the final weeks of the regular season after Week 12 and on. The last game, the Bucs made a statement. Their division rival, the New Orleans Saints, went up early against the Bucs. Breezed through a couple of picks, and that gave the Bucs momentum. Brady wants to make a statement that he is truly the GOAT without a doubt, and a 6th or 7th ring, whatever it is at this point, I swear he has to put them on his toes at this point would make him the GOAT without a doubt almost. He's done it on multiple teams. If he were to go to the Super Bowl, that is. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are 2 Pro Bowl receivers. Gronk made a return to the NFL just to be with Brady in Tampa Bay. This defense is hot. This is a complete team. They're not necessarily really good at anything, but they also don't have any weaknesses. While the Bucs steamrolled the Packers in Week 6, I don't see this game going quite the same way that one did. The Bucs are coming into Lambeau. Rodgers wants another ring, and the Packers have been ripping apart the literal best defenses. This will be a close game regardless of who wins. The Bucs' key to victory is a strong defensive front. They cannot give Rodgers a minute to throw and allow themselves to get ran over by Aaron Jones and company. The Bucs need to be thirsty this game. They can become the only team in NFL history to play in their home field for the Super Bowl. The key for a Packers victory is a strong offensive line. I was tempted to go with our D-line, but I've learned the Packers defense will basically run its course. The Packers' O-line allowing 2 or less sacks this game would be big for the Packers, and also not allowing any pressures. Well, many pressures. They're obviously going to allow some pressures. I've watched quite a few Bucs games this season, and this is a team that feeds off of turnovers. The offensive line must keep balance to this offense. This will help us to stay more coordinated and to control the football. As far as predicting this game, it's even harder than the last. At some moments, these teams are hot as the Tampa Bay sun, and in other moments are as cold as ice in the Green Bay Harbor. Since this game is impossible to predict, I'm giving the advantage to the team who has their home stadium, their fans, and their weather. This will be a close game for sure, but I think the Packers are the better football team and has what it takes to come out victorious. Just a side note, you can claim I'm biased, but last year I picked the Niners in the championship game. I really do have a hunch that the Pack will win this game. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope I gave you all the information you need to know about this weekend's championship games. It's going to be very, very good matchups. It's really hard to predict these games, and when they're hard to predict, you know they're going to be good. It's just going to be good games, guys. Make sure to watch both of them. We'll see who's going to the Super Bowl, my friends. Anyway, all I have to say, thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you all on the next wave. Go Pack, go.